Welcome to Smoggy Games. Anthony here, and today we are back in the Dark Castle, attempting our escape. Welcome to episode 3. So today we are going to try and get through this castle. He is hoping that this is the time we do it. In this run through, we'll be running through as the Miller and the Abbot. So, as always, let's get started. First encounter card. After years of incarceration in the depths of the Dark Castle, you finally break free of your cell. In a small stone room adjoining the cell block stands an old wooden chest. The lock is open. Draw an item card per player now. You hear footsteps approaching. You must not linger here. You make for the exit, slipping away and disappearing into the darkness. Turn the first chapter card now. So we get our items. So the Abbot is a potion of evanescent evasion and a potion of evanescent invasion. The Miller will open the door first. As you ascend a narrow spiral staircase emerging into a windswept bell tower, as you cross the tower, the bell swings into life and a dreary peal shaking your very bones. Any player who cannot roll wisdom or a double in one attempt loses 2 HP as the sound drives them insane. Well, a wisdom and a double. We're good. Miller again. As you pass a heavy wooden door, it flies open and a ragged madman bursts through. He wields his shackles as a weapon, and his crazed stare stands a clear message. You stand between him and freedom. You must try to roll might or a double in one attempt. Success. You manage to deflect his wild flailings. Begin combat. Failure. You are smashed aside. Lose 2 HP. Begin combat. So either way, we have combat. So, set up the combat. Can the Miller roll a might or a double? Roll the double. We're good. Let's go. So we've got lots of might there. So the Abbot's got the double might, the Miller's got the 1 might. I think at this point we're going to actually spend his evanescent evasion so we don't take any damage in this first round. Try and keep our health as much as possible. Let's go. Second round. Exactly the same. Take 2 damage. This is not looking good. Third round. We seem to like wisdom, especially on the Miller, which is his worst stat. Take some more damage. Come on, guys. We can do this. Gotta get through the dungeon. That's better. At least get rid of 1. But still. Oh, God. Come on. There we go. All the might in the world. Let's draw an item card for the Miller. Oh, the evanescent evasion potion. Let's have the Miller continue on. As you pass an ornate mirror in this bedchamber, twisted versions of yourselves step through with murderous intent. You become separated and must fight alone. Each player must roll their dice twice and place corresponding chapter die in front of them to represent their doppelganger. Place only 1 die for each double rolled. Begin combat. Combat special. No player can rest until their doppelganger is defeated. They may help another player defeat theirs. A player aiding another takes damage as normal, and you must declare who you're aiding before the roll. So, let's do the Abbot. He's going to have a might and a might. And the Miller, who's going to have a might and a cunning. So, Abbot first. double might. That's good. And the miller. Cunning. Doesn't take any damage. The abbot will now assist the miller. There's the might. Let's draw an item card. We're going to have the abbot draw it. The Fury Shroud. Once per round of combat, when you roll a double, you may roll again and apply both results. That's really good. We'll keep that there. Let's progress on. So we're going to keep with the miller. Here a man sits at a table, his face shrouded in shadow. As you edge past, he lurches forward and pulls you closer with a snarl, revealing his scarred face and rancid intentions. As a group, choose one option. Flee. You struggle free and get away, but not before you lose 3 HP at the hands of the putrid captain. Or fight to begin combat. I think if we fight... Let's go. So the miller has rolled a double and the abbot has rolled a single. It's not bad. It's not bad. We're going to use the evanescent evasion so we don't take damage here. Should be at 14. We have exactly what we need. The abbot's rolled a double. We could, but we don't need to. So we won't. Let's get an item. Loaf of bread. We want to give the loaf of bread to the abbot. Because we have an evanescent evasion here. He's going to eat it straight away. I'm going to have the abbot now go first. A creature stitched together using butchered animal parts scuttles towards you. It is so hideous you instinctively lash out. Begin combat, but you get to make one attack before the round, taking no damage. The first time this creature is defeated, before drawing an item card, roll a chapter die. If the result is a might, it regenerates, but you must restart the combat and defeat it a second time. So we have might. A wisdom, a might and a wisdom. So the abbot gets to roll first. If we roll a double and then the might, we can kill this in one shot. Oh, get rid of that. Now let's go. Well, we get rid of this. Take one each. We're going to have the miller rest. Now both fight. Yeah, we can. Miller's rolled a double, not the person that we wanted, so we both take. Well, the abbot takes damage, the miller doesn't. We're going to have the abbot rest and the miller fight. There we go. Get an item. Still a loaf of bread. We're going to keep it on the miller for now. We're not going to eat it. I think we're good for now on HP. Let's go with the miller. Because the miller's got HP, regeneration and an evade. A series of long blades swing from the ceiling of this narrow passageway. You study the pattern of their movement and prepare to dash through to the other side. In unison, all players must roll their character die along with one chapter die 3 times. Each time a player's character die matches the chapter die they rolled, they are caught by the blades and lose 2 HP. If a player rolls a double on any of the 3 rolls, they survive that roll without taking damage. So, let's go with the abbot. They do not match. They do not match. They do not match. The Miller, they match. So he loses 2 HP. Rolled a double, so even though they match, I'm fine. Did I match? So I'm going to spend this loaf of bread, heal back the 2. Let's go again. You stumble upon a recently vacated guard room. A pot of steaming broth simmers on the stove and a fire still smoulders in the grate. You hear the sound of angry voices and footsteps heading your way. You grab what you can before slipping away into the darkness beyond. Draw an item card. Liquid luck. That was lucky. Let's have the Miller go again. This passageway leads to a set of old stone steps. They descend into a flooded cave. The water is a murky but dim light visible some distance below. You take a deep breath and dive, kicking towards the light. Each player must try to roll a double in one attempt. For each player, you make it through, surfacing the other side. Failure, you begin to flounder, lose 1 HP and try again. If you have not succeeded after 3 attempts, you make it through, breathless and exhausted. So, attempt number 1. Both lose a HP. Attempt number 2. And attempt number 3. Where the Abbot makes it through, but the Miller takes a damage. I'm going to continue with the Miller going forward, even though he has less HP. From the darkness ahead, an arrow whistles past your ear. Before you can react, another buries itself in your shoulder and you slump against the wall in agony. You lose 2 HP. That wasn't very nice. Cautiously creeping along the passageway, you find a man's body riddled with arrows. There is no sign of the attackers, so you check to see if he was carrying anything of value. Draw an item card. Warped Cudgel. Once per round of combat, when you roll a might, you may roll again and choose which of the 2 results to apply. So let's put it on the Abbot, who can hopefully then get a chance to get this. Or another double. If you can roll the dice on either of the might and hopefully get a double, you can then get to apply more results. So we're going in with the Miller again. Bringing his cart to a halt beside you, an intriguing stranger insists that you sample his latest brew. A healing elixir, he claims. A spiked club dangles from his belt. And keen as you are to move on, you feel it would be unwise to refuse. How bad can it be? Take a sip. The man smiles and rewards you. Draw an item card. Take a long draw. Try to roll might in 1 attempt. Success. The elixir warms your innards. Gain 3 HP. Failure. Small, smelling, toxic. You vomit. Lose 1 HP. I think we're just going to draw item cards and hope we get healing items. So, I'm going to draw an item on the Abbot. Oh, healing item. And the Miller, another healing item. We're going to give them both to the Miller to eat. Bringing back to 11. That worked out well. Miller, once again, is going to go running in. With a pierced wail, a hideous creature emerges from the darkness ahead. It drools at the sight of you. As a group, choose one option, then begin combat. Surround the beast and attack from all sides. Stay together and fight on the move. I think we're just going to go for it head on. And surround the beast and attack from all sides. There is chances that we can do this. We've got Liquid Luck, we've got Everescent Evasion, we've got the Fury Shard, we've got the Warped Cudgel. We can do this. Oh yes, we can. So we're going to be defending all of them. However, the Abbot can roll and see if he can get that cunning. So let's roll for this cunning. Actually, we're going to use the warped cudgel first to see if we can get the cunning normally. We do. We don't have to use the fury shard. So we use that. We defeat that in a single blow. Let's get an item card. Evanescent Evasion. I think we're good as we are. Let's discard it and move on. We're going to have the miller continue going forward. This passageway takes you past a dark unlocked cell. From inside, the sound of bony hands clutching steel is unmistakable. As a group, choose one option, then begin combat. Charge them or lure them out. It's been working for us well so far, so let's run headlong into them. So we charge. Cunning and a might. We've got the good chances here to do this. Let's go. So the Abbot has rolled double, and we've got a cunning here. So we're going to, once per combat, when you roll a double, you can roll again and apply both results. So we're going to see if we can get the might. We do not. But we don't take any damage. Here, and we're going to use the Evanescent Evasion to not take any damage. Let's go again. We need might. There's the might. We defeat them, draw an item card. Rotten Shield. Really good, really useful, especially this late on now. Go in, the miller's going to keep going. There's a deafening roar as the passageway begins to shake. A section of the old wall beside you collapses and you are buried beneath chunks of heavy stone. You are incapacitated. To remove the rubble crushing you, the other players must roll in unison, keeping track of any might rolled until they have rolled a total might equal to the number of players. After each attempt, you lose 1 HP until the total is reached. So we need 2 might to get the miller out. The Abbot's okay. It's not great. He's hoping we just get that double. We've got 1. But we take damage. Attempt number 2. No. Attempt number 3. We get him out. So, let's continue on. We're going to continue with the miller. You pass through a chamber which serves as a cesspool beneath the castle privies. As you pick your way through the filth, something unusual catches your eye. Draw an item card. The replication stones. Oh. Whenever you roll a single, it counts as 2 singles of that trait. I'm going to carry the relic on with the fuse shard and the replication stones. Remove liquid luck into the bin. Take the warped cudgel here. This is a good setup. We are good to go. Ready. Second to last cards. As these old women draw near, you notice their feet do not touch the ground. With a cackle they lunge, probing you with their withered hands and rotten tongues. Begin combat. Combat special. The first time the risen hags are defeated before drawing an item card, roll a chapter die. If the result is a wisdom, they regenerate. You must restart the combat and defeat them a second time. So we have a wisdom dice pair. 1 of each. Can we do this? So the miller has got double eye. The Abbot, I think so. With that, we'll take damage here. Not too bad, not too bad. Go again, trying to get that might. The Abbot has rolled a double, so we're going to attempt it. See if we can get that might. There's that might. which is defeated. We get an item card. Oh, it's when you would roll a wisdom, you get to re-roll. It's good. It's very good, but I think as we're getting close to the end of the dungeon, the Replication Stones and the Fury Shard with the Warped Cudgel and the Rotten Shield are going to be the better options. With a heavy heart, I leave the Decayed Blade behind and I progress. This is it. You have reached the final challenge. One last obstacle stands between you and freedom. Turn it over now. Who will we be fighting? The Demented Princess. You cannot harm me. Behold the devotion of my followers. A priestess is protected by her possessed underlings, the row of chapter dice showing might. All of these dice must be removed before you are able to attack the priestess herself. The dice behind the row of might. Begin combat. So, we've got 3 might that we need to get through. Then we have a wisdom and a dice pearl. All wisdom. So, let's see if we can get through this. This could be our chance to get through this priestess. So, Miller has got 2 things. We could try and re-roll, but we really want that might. We need that might to get through as much as possible. Unfortunately, it does nothing. So, we defeat the might. We take 3, so go down to 6. Go to 8. Let's go again. So the Abbot has rolled a double, so we've got the might here. So we're going to roll this double and try and see if we can get a wisdom. No, we do not. But we get rid of this. Don't take any damage here. Oh, I should have taken 1 less last time. And then we take 2, so we go down to 5. We're looking good here. We're looking very good. Here's hoping. So the Abbot has rolled double. So we're going to use Replication Stones. We get fists. So we're going to take 2 damage here. Get rid of them. Because we rolled that last time. We are going to rest with the Miller. We're going to use the Abbot to try and deal the final blow. Fortunately, we do not. So, let's go up. We're not going to die yet from both of these attacking. Let's go for this. Try and get this final blow. And there it is. With the last wisdom dealt, we defeat the Demented Priestess. And we escape the Dark Castle. Thank you for joining me in Escape the Dark Castle. We finally managed to defeat one of the bosses. Because we have now defeated the Demented Priestess, we will no longer be facing her in any more challenges going forward. We will continue on facing new challenges as we go. But as she has been defeated, we will no longer face her. We will continue on this campaign until every boss has been defeated. Thank you very much for joining me. Please like, share and subscribe. And continue for more content as we attempt to escape the Dark Castle again. Thank you very much. Bye now.